Okay, I haven't made a One Ring RPG video in a while, but I would say this is quite a special one. I've been meaning to play the One Ring RPG solo. I have played it um, with a group, but that was me transitioning from 1E to 2E. Now that I've been trying to play it solo, I realized I didn't know the rules so well. Um, and also, I do find RPG games in general are quite rule intensive. So it's quite tricky for me where I come from a board game background. I like to sort of understand my turn sequences and my options. So what I've done is I've tried to sort of convert it a bit to a board game. I haven't changed any of the rules, but I've just made the rules more accessible to me. So it's something very similar to what we see with War of the Rings summary sheets. Um, Francesco Nepatello also designed this game, or he co-designed it. And what I've done is I've done a similar thing for the One Ring 2E. So I'll start with this first, the cards. Something I wanted to do for 1E already, I just didn't get around to it, and I eventually decided to do it for 2E, is yeah, just create these handy sort of board game style cards that when I'm playing, I'm not flipping through a book. And it also sort of helps me randomize which adversary I'm going to encounter. Or I can just sort of see their stats at the back, and maybe I want to face adversaries 3 and below. I'll just make a pile of adversaries 3 below, and then I'll shuffle it, and then maybe I'll use the Strata tables to see how many adversaries I face, and then I'll draw so many cards, and those are the adversaries I face. As you'll see here, it's got the graphic on the front with the adversary's name and a description of who they are. Then it's got their attribute level here on top, which helps you gauge how difficult they are. And there it states some additional information there, fierce and wary. And then it's got the endurance, might, hate, parry, and armor, the combat proficiencies, the foul abilities, and how they work. It also includes if enemies have, sort of like orcs have shared foul abilities that's listed in the beginning of the orc section. I've actually added them to all the orc cards. So if they shuffled, all the information for that adversary is on here. So as you can see, I've just condensed it to make it easier and more accessible for me to play. And yeah, I saw that they were doing this with the weapons, armor, and gear cards, and yeah, I was excited to see that they're going that route. And I'll drop a link to my contact at Free League, because I am registered as a reviewer, and I'm keen to hear what they have to say about these, and if there's a chance that we could get a commercial version of this. Yeah, happy to share my files, and yeah, this is a great tool for the game, and I'd like to see it going forward. Yeah, just minimizing the amount of paging through the books required. So that's that. Then I've also taken, we've got several supplements, they don't call them books, and the rules are explained, and then the rules are given, so there's sort of like an explanation and then the actual rules. So what I've done is I've read the books, and then I've actually put them in bullet point form and in sequence. So if I'm doing a journey, I don't have to flip through the book or try to remember how it works. There's literally a step-by-step sequence, which is something I've picked up from board gaming. They have sort of their turn sequences, and then it perfectly explains how that works as well. So it's basically having like a lore master next to you that understands the game perfectly, but at all times, and at a glance, I can see exactly what I need to do when doing a journey. If I'm this far, what do I need to do? What dice do I roll? And I've done the same thing for council, and as once again, it's sequential. So starting from the top, you get to see how you start a council and you move your way down. I've done the same thing for combat. So things like surprise attack will be first, and opening volley, and then I'll move to close quarters. So there's actually a second page regarding combat, just because there's some additional information that I couldn't avoid adding, like first aid and resting, and what the different conditions mean. And I've added another one for fellowship. I didn't expect it to be as much fellowship as there was, but there's actually quite handy stuff for Fellowship, and I got to learn a lot about it. And this is a great sort of sequence and explaining where are they now, undertakings, which undertakings to take under which conditions. Yeah, it's a handy tip and a handy sheet to see, oh wait, I can change my useful items during a fellowship, that kind of thing. I've actually included 2 more sheets in the PDF, one for the shadow, which is super handy, and another one for Eye of Mordor. So yeah, I'll share that with Free League and see their thoughts. Yeah, I'm extremely passionate about the One Ring and Middle Earth in general, so it's been a lot of work to put these together, but I know that I'll be benefiting from them, and I know the community will benefit from them, and I'm keen to see the feedback from Free League. Man, I've been trying to get involved in this project, but I'd love to sort of, in some capacity, get involved in this game. If it's illustrations, I'll put up some illustrations, hopefully on the screen now, and you can have a look at them. And yeah, keen to hear your thoughts from the community. Surprised, yeah, more RPG games don't. I'm surprised that they don't do this more often, where they. We've seen this with what is it, Fantasy Flight's Star Wars. They released some cards, so we're starting to see that, and obviously the One Ring 2E's released cards, but it's sort of like they dipping their toes in the water and instead of a full commit. And it'll be great to see these games come out with sort of more of a board game sort of accessories that come with it that just condense the rules down to bullet point form and provides sort of all the tools you need, that you can just read the book and then sit down and play, and you don't have to like flip through the page trying to remember the rules. Everything is here in sort of turn order, in sequence. I've done my best to leave nothing out, and if when the community reads it and they see something's missing, they just drop me a message and I add it in. So at this point it's pretty robust. I think it's pretty thorough, but yeah, once again, if you guys spot anything, just let me know, but I believe I've caught pretty much everything, and yeah, keen to hear your thoughts, and take care.